Team USA lost to Lithuania 110-104. I have to say I'm not shocked by this loss simply because I didn't think this current Team USA is a dominant team. They have a collection of good role players, I would say, and a few stars, but I wouldn't say any superstar. But I would say Anthony Edwards looks like he's emerging to become one very soon. He's played great, I believe, in this tournament so far, but they don't have a legit superstar, and there were some things that were exploited in this game. I didn't see it, but just judging by the box scores, I can see some of the glaring deficiencies that Team USA has. So one thing that strikes me about this box score is Team USA had 27 rebounds, while Lithuania had 43 rebounds. That's an insane gap to give up. On top of that, they gave up 18 offensive rebounds to Lithuania. You can't win a game when you give up that many rebounds. You're putting yourself in a very bad situation. And you have to ask yourself, who do the USA have to match up with their size? So I'm thinking Jaren Jackson, right? But I look at the box score. He played 15 minutes and he had 5 fouls. So he was caught up in foul trouble very early. But that also shows you that USA is so weak when it comes to size that if you can get Jaren Jackson in foul trouble, Jaren Jackson Jr. that is, that you have a good chance of winning the game, because once he's gone, they're a very undersized team. They don't have much size. Granted, they do have Kessler, who's a decent player, but look at the box scores. He only played 6 minutes. So they definitely didn't have any faith in him. And you look at Bobby Portis, he's a really good player, really good role player. I do have a lot of respect for this guy, but you can't rely on him to be your main big when you look at the minutes he played today. He played 11 minutes. Jaren Jackson Jr. played 15. So this is a grossly undersized team. And like I said, you just got to get Jaren Jackson Jr. in foul trouble and just crash the boards, and it gives you a good chance of having the ability to upset Team USA. So that was one of the big glaring deficiencies I saw from the box scores. The other one I would say is just the 3-point field goal percentage. USA shot a decent 37.9% from the field, but Lithuania shot a ridiculous 56% from 3. And again, you can't beat a team when they shoot that great from 3. You're just not going to win. It's like almost impossible to beat a team when they're shooting above 50% from 3. So that was terrible 3-point defense by Team USA. So that's another glaring weakness. If you think about it, if the USA can't defend the 3, excuse me, they are vulnerable to getting upset. And that's the thing that's very dangerous about this tournament, because there's always going to be one team that can get hot from 3. And if that happens, then you're screwed. So I think that's going to be a problem for the USA, simply because they're not a dominant team, which shows that they're very prone to getting upset. That was my concerns in an earlier video, and it hasn't been erased. I do think this team can be upset just simply because they're not dominant enough to overcome a fluky shooting night by some other team that can get hot from 3. They're just not that good. I've heard allegedly the USA was having a hard time stopping the guards from being able to do what they wanted, in this game. I can't say it's true, but I heard that was an issue. So we look at the turnovers. One thing that they did have good going for them, USA, was they were able to force 16 turnovers by Lithuania. So actually their defense was pretty good. That could be something that sways in their favor. But they also had 11 turnovers themselves, so the gap wasn't too different. But that's one thing that could be in their play, in their favor. And when I look at just the game summary, at one point in time, the USA was down by 19 points. So you really don't have no room for complacency against these teams. There's really no margin of error you have, because this is not a dominant team. The USA, I'm going to be bold, and I'm just going to call my shot now. I know people are going to jump on the bandwagon. People can say I'm jumping on the bandwagon here, but I've said in earlier videos this team can be upset. I do not think Team USA will win the gold in this tournament. keep in mind they're still qualified to play in this quarterfinals, I believe. So they're not out of competition to win the gold. But I do think they're not going to win the gold. I think some team will get hot, some team will dominate them on the boards, and they'll end up losing. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this.